you have like topics that you won't do memes on, like you refuse to joke on, or is anything up for grabs?
That's a good question. Not explicitly,
Or
but
like your
I
favorite
mean,
architect, like you would never joke on
oh, okay.
it. Or
Well,
you know,
there's no,
Well, there's that.
yeah,
I was thinking
no,
more about like racism, race issues,
racism,
or
religion,
right,
politics, you know, like
right,
all of those
right.
like big stinky
or
out
favorite
there, right? Or
architects.
favorite architect.
Such a big,
Same thing.
such an important topic. No, I think that a couple things like to start with the lighthearted stuff. I think like I don't really talk about Rem Koolhaas. Like I just don't need to talk about Rem anymore. Like I'm over it. I don't, like it's just there's enough out there
Yeah.
about the guy. Like I just small, medium, large, extra large jokes, like whatever. People can. I think that they're, the sort of airplane food of architecture jokes. And I
That's
think
this.
that the cult of personality around architecture is such that criticizing individual architects just doesn't seem productive.
Right.
Like no one's going no one's going to get criticism and be like, "Oh, okay, maybe I'll change that." Like you've met architects, right? Like these people. So and also it feels kind of in a way like cyberbullying.
Right.
Um I think there's overlaps there that like I'm just like maybe making fun of architecture culture in general is a
Mhm.
better way of changing architecture because the culture is the actual funny part. Like why are these our heroes? Why are not that I don't have heroes, but I certainly think that instead of questioning individuals, we could just question our need to create starchitects or our uh, like Bjarke Ingels is someone who I bag on a lot for this reason because also I know that he's not going to suffer any damage from my petty online persona that I hope he wouldn't take personally. But to get a little more serious, I think the question is really important because there's an opportunity for meme pages to come together to address things and take a stand on certain issues. And one of the ones that I'm in particular is careful about is digital blackface. Um, I think
Digital
that we
blackface.
have, yeah, yeah. Are you familiar with this term?
I know what blackface
No.
is, but not
Well,
digital
yeah.
blackface.
Well, digital blackface is the idea that um, we tend to use black people in situations that either um, either distorts or um, misallocates or misrepresents the struggles of black people for humor's sake. And so you see this maybe with viral videos of people um, in the hood who say funny things, and we tend to like joke, like use their image and use their persona to make light of certain situations or make light of their emotions. Um, in maybe less complicated terms, it's just sort of using also African American vernacular English
Hmm.
as ways of speaking online, and I think that a lot of these issues stem from anonymous pages
Mhm.
um,
Right.
using this type of imagery uh, to make jokes. And I think that digital blackface isn't necessarily something that people set out to do, but it's kind of a um, what I would call a symptom of just sort
Hmm.
of the way our culture is in general and the way we see or the way our hegemonic culture, what you would just call the normal culture sees
Right.
black culture and utilizes it. Um, and so I'm hyper aware. So like I very, very, very rarely um, use an image of a person of color in the memes I make. For that reason,
Excuse me.
I think that's also something that I'm like, that's very important to meme pages and memers and the Black community, and that's something I can very easily accommodate. Right.
Right.
That part of that is to like, I have no problem doing that. Like that's not a hard. That's not a difficult accommodation. Like seeing and understanding it, understanding how humor works, and how understanding how humor can undermine or put a band-aid over certain issues and reframe people or problems differently. Yeah, humor can do that. That's a great power of humor. That's also a responsibility, I guess,
Sure.
of humor is understanding how that can work. So not making light of that or you know is a very important sort of stance that I would take.